Welcome to another edition of SCL News. I'm your host, SCL Matt, and today is Monday, August 31st. First of all, I'd like to start off by apologizing for missing last week. I had just gotten back into town on Monday and had a lot of stuff going on, and I just didn't get it done. I did do a live news broadcast on Periscope that some of you caught on Tuesday, and I was planning on uploading that video, but I had some trouble getting that over. Didn't want to get off my phone. So I'm just not going to post that one. So I'm sorry if you missed last week. There wasn't too much important. Anything that is important is up on the site, and you should be able to find it. With that being said, though, we have a lot of good news this week. In the wake of Disney Infinity 3.0 launching yesterday, Skylanders wants to keep you keep Skylanders on your mind. So they updated their website today, which means we have a ton of new pictures. In fact, we have the entire lineup. We have all pictures for the entire lineup, including a couple new variants. So that's coming up next. That's actually all the news for this week. So I'm just going to give it to you in a nice slideshow format. I'll give you a few comments along the way about things that we're not quite sure about, or interesting little factoids. But yeah, without further ado, here's the pictures. So we'll take you through the new characters first. We got all the pictures that we haven't seen yet. First up is our new light character, Astroblast. Then we have a returning character, although they will emphasize this is a new figure, Big Bubble Pop Fizz. Followed by a highly anticipated Bone Bash Roller Brawl. And here's one we've heard about for a long time now, but haven't really seen any toy pictures yet. We have Double Dare Trigger Happy. And here is Lava Lance Eruptor. Followed by what I believe is going to be just about everybody's new favorite character, Splat. I'm not thrilled about the name, but this figure looks amazing. I mean, just so much color to it with that rainbow effect on the wand or whatever that is. I think this is going to be a fan favorite for sure. And finally, the last new character we have today is Thrillipede. We've gotten blurry shots of this figure before, but here you go. This is what it looks like. It looks like he's throwing some kind of grenades, but if you look closely, they're not your standard grenades. They actually look like cocoons, which makes sense because he's a bug. And they like to theme their Skylanders somehow usually. So it looks like he has these cocoon grenades, or as someone put it, bug bombs, if you will. Not exactly sure what to expect here, but it seems like he's going to be very bug themed. All right, next up we have our new vehicles. These include the Burn Cycle. This is the signature vehicle of Lava Lance Eruptor. And we have the Buzzwing. This is Thrillipede's vehicle. And we have the Gold Rusher. This is Double Dare Trigger Happy's vehicle. Up until today, we didn't even know what this one was actually called. We had a rumor that it was called Gold Rush, and oddly enough, that turned out to be close, but it's the Gold Rusher. Next up, we have the Shield Striker. This is a high volts vehicle. Next, we have the Soda Skimmer. This will belong to Big Bubble Pop Fizz. And we have the Splatter Splasher, which belongs to none other than Splat. If you look closely at the last two images, you'll see that they're both sea vehicles. They're both boats, but they don't have any sort of covering over the driver like the rest of the sea vehicles. And this has been the cause of some concern for some people. They're wondering, will these vehicles be able to dive like the other sea vehicles? And I'm pretty sure that they will be able to. It just wouldn't make sense if they couldn't dive like the other ones. I think that put them at a serious disadvantage. And being that they're both magic type vehicles, maybe they'll get some kind of magic force field around the driver when they dive underwater. Who knows? We haven't seen gameplay of these yet, at least not diving underwater. So I can't answer that for sure, but I imagine they have to be able to dive. Next up, we have the Sun Runner. This is Astroblast's vehicle. And I've mentioned this the first time we saw it, but this vehicle looks downright dangerous. I mean, you just look at the spikes on this thing. I'm amazed they got it through any safety panels, children's toy safety guidelines. I don't know what they have to go through, but yeah, it honestly looks dangerous. And well, we'll just have to see what happens with it, but be careful with this one. Next up is the Thump Truck. This belongs to Smash Hit. And as the name suggests, it's kind of like a dump truck, but it also looks like it has a cement mixer type of thing on the back. So I think it's just kind of a mishmash of different construction type vehicles, I guess. Yeah, that's what it looks like. That's the best I can give you. But regardless, I think it looks pretty awesome. And finally, then, we have the Tomb Buggy. This belongs to Bone Bash Roller Brawl. And just like her figure, her vehicle looks awesome. I think there's something about the bone structure there that I don't know. I like it a lot. All right, but that's it for the vehicles. But that's not all the news we have. As I mentioned earlier, we do have a couple of new variants. And I know we've had a couple of rumored variants that did not pan out, even though they had images, but I can guarantee you these are all 100% legitimate. We got these pictures directly from the Skylanders website. And so there's no question about it. These variants are real. So first up, we have Legendary Astroblast. Next, we have a Legendary Bone Bash Roller Brawl. So these, of course, will be exclusive to Toys R Us here in the U.S. And wherever Legendaries are exclusive in other countries, that's where you'll be able to find them. I'm pretty sure they're exclusive in pretty much every country. And then we have an interesting figure. We don't have the official name of this one yet, but once again, this picture is on the official site, and it's just listed as Easter Thrillipede. As you can see, once again, it's an Easter-themed Skylander. This has become common over the past couple of years that they have some kind of Easter theme going on. And yeah, it's a very interesting take. They dressed him up to be like a bunny again. You can see the little pink nose and with the black dots around it, and going for some kind of ears with his antenna there, bunny ears. And obviously the cocoon grenades painted like Easter eggs. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this turns out in toy form and what they decide to name it. Next up, we have another legendary, but this one is a vehicle. This is the only legendary vehicle we've seen so far. This is Legendary Sunrunner. So now we have Legendary Astroblast and the Legendary Sunrunner. This would seem to be that they might come packaged together. We don't have confirmation of this yet, but we do know that Astroblast and the Sunrunner will be in the Sky Action Pack that comes with the Sky Trophy that is coming out in Wave 3. So I think there's a good chance that in Wave 3 we may, this is just my prediction, that we may see a legendary Sky Action Pack that would include Legendary Astroblast, the Legendary Sunrunner, and the Sky Trophy. I don't know, maybe they even make a legendary version of the Sky Trophy. I don't know. Last year we had a Legendary Adventure Pack where the Skylander and one of the magic items was made into a legendary form, but the level piece itself, Nightmare Express, and the other magic item were left alone. So only like half the pack was actually legendary items, but it was called a Legendary Adventure Pack. I think that's very possible with the Sky Action Pack this year, since we've seen now both the Skylander and the vehicle in legendary form. It's something to watch out for. Finally, we don't have the actual toy image of this yet, but we found this illustration. Once again, it's on the official Skylander site, so it is real. But this, as you can see, is Nitro Soda Skimmer. So this appears to be our second Nitro figure. We already have Nitro Stealth Stinger that will be coming out on September 20th, day one. This will be a Target exclusive in the US. And I know Targets have been closing up shop in other countries, especially Canada. So not entirely sure where the Nitros will end up, but Nitro Stealth Stinger is a day one, and then this is the Nitro Soda Skimmer, which it will probably come out the same time as the regular Soda Skimmer, but we don't know for sure yet. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. But we do know it is coming. Typically, they only put out 2 Nitros per year, and I would expect that to stay the same this year. So I think we're just getting the Stealth Stinger and the Soda Skimmer, but who knows? They could surprise us. Maybe they want to give one to each land type. So we'll get a Nitro land vehicle, but I'm not expecting it. I think they'll stick to the 2. So that's all we have for this week. Thanks for tuning in. For more news, tips, tricks, walkthroughs, etc., be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week.